Hello. Okay, so this is the third time I've tried making this video. So this is kind of frustrating for me. So basically, this is something that's been on my mind for a while, and I wrote it down in my cell phone, and I might reference it here while I make this video. But basically, have you ever just thought, wow, I am this far in life and I've really not done anything, and so many people, they go through life and that's what they just stay perfectly still because that's where the comfort zone is, and it's just easier to stay at your job, it's easier to stay living in the same area, it's easier, basically it's just easier to stand still. And I mean, I really like working at Target and everything, but I've been there for a year, and I feel like after a year people really get complacent. Like they're comfortable with just staying right there because they know what's expected of them, and they know, you know, what their managers want, and just everything that comes with it. And I'm really afraid that I'm going to become one of those people that have stayed at the same job. It doesn't necessarily mean Target, but have stayed at the same job for years, years and years and years, maybe like 10, 15 years, and I won't have done anything. And so many people who are slightly older, they just say, oh, you're young, you have plenty of time, plenty of time to go out and do these things. You should really stick to this and that. And what I really want to say to them is, you say, me as a 21-year-old, someone who's 30 thinks, oh, you're so young, you have so much life left in you, you should just, focus on these things and don't, there's no rush. Then when I'm 30, the 40-year-olds, those things, the people who were 30, those 40-year-olds, they're going to look at me and say, oh, you're still young, you still have plenty of time. And it's just, there isn't time. There really isn't, because life ends. And what is the point of standing still when it's going to end? It just doesn't make sense. It's why stand still? Why stand still? Why wait? What is there to lose? There really isn't anything to lose. Yes, I could, lose my job, and if I wanted, like, let's say I wanted to travel. Yeah, I could lose my job, and, if I when I came back, there's no telling that I could just find a job right away. But I'm going to die one day, and I just feel like waiting is not really an option. I feel like people who wait and wait and wait for the perfect opportunity, they're never going to get anywhere. They're never going to experience anything, because nothing is ever 100%. Nothing is really ever, 100% certain that this is how it's going to happen. Plans never go through without any sort of hitch, ever. And it drives me nuts to see so many people living. They're not living, actually. They're just existing. It drives me I don't want to become one of those people, and I feel like I am becoming one of those people, because I walk the same way to work every day, and, I walk home the same way. And then even when I get home, I come home, I take a nap, I take a shower, and then I run off to school, and then right after school I come straight home, and I never, I mean, if something surprising were to happen, I don't know that I would be able to cope with that. It's really annoying and frustrating to be stuck in a routine, and I feel like maybe this is an overreaction, but I feel like if I don't step off of the path that I'm going on, that I'm walking down, if I don't just try to bend or, veer off in a different direction, I'm just going to end up stuck in the same way that many people get stuck doing the same things. Yeah. Okay. That's really all that I wanted to say, and I'm not really necessarily sorry that it's not all weird and crazy, and I'm not like, hey, here are my socks and stuff like that, because this is the sort of thing that I think about all the time. And my grandpa used to tell my dad, when he was teaching him how to drive, that familiarity breeds contempt. But I think that's wrong. I think that familiarity does not breed contempt, but complacency. And yeah, I hope that you guys are all well. And sorry, this is long, and I really didn't look at my phone. I just kind of, I just spilled it all out. So I'm sorry if this is so unorganized. Maybe I'll make a more organized video later. But, well, who am I kidding? Okay, so have a lovely evening and whatnot. And to Sean, please don't harass me about my videos at work.